I have no way other to really start this video than just saying I fucking love guns. Easy, basic, simple as that. And given the fact that it is currently 4:06 on a Wednesday, I'm just going to talk about guns for however long this video is. So, I grew up in, well, the Bible Belt, if you can't tell from this fucking southern accent. And so, I have researched guns my entire life. And some of my most favorite guns that I have come across, mostly in games, have been from this little known game called Hunt Showdown. And just 1800s guns get my funny on. Alright then, fucking I see them, I just go, "Ooh mama, I like it." And so I'm just going to talk about it, starting off with the first one, which is this beauty. It is the Winchester 1893. Now, when I first saw this, for basically the years I played Hunt Showdown, I thought it was a model 1897, which would have been this one. And for the longest time, I couldn't tell a difference, even for the variant that has the bayonet on it and the welded on heat shield. I thought it was a 1897 because it just looked pretty much like it. Then doing research for this video, I discovered it was the 1893, which is basically pretty much the exact same gun. It was made by John Browning. The only difference is it was shaped for 12 gauge black powder shells, which in the gameplay, from what you can see, it kicks up a lot of dust from just firing the shell. There's just all the black powder smoke they get from the black powder shells, which you don't get with smokeless powder today. And quite literally, this design was just taken for the 1897, but updated to be able to use smokeless shot shells. And either way, it's still absolutely beautiful gun. And Jesus, I wish I could own one of these in real life. But alas, I am still a year away from being able to own one. And also, from all I've seen, they are expensive. And I don't have the kind of money to afford one of these things. Quick editor's note here. I see a lot of 93s listed for around $400 to $600, which is a lot for me currently. So that's just what I am going for my value as someone who's broke. Okay, next up we got the upper Lamette, which is a Lamette revolver, which was one of the only good things to come out of the Confederacy, that had unprotected sex with a Colt Walker and made this abomination of a handgun. Now, personally, I love it, but it just looks like a Lamette that is chambered in a rifle round that holds 9 rounds in the cylinder. I don't know what magic these people in 18 whatever the game takes place in, because I can't remember off the top of my head, somehow made it. Like, I'm dumbfounded at just the absolute audacity somebody had to make this. Whoever made it had to have been, like, drunk and on something good. And in combination with a shotgun in the underbarrel, it just blows my mind as to how somebody decided this was a good idea. Now, I absolutely love it. I love the look of it. It's powerful enough to where you gotta hold it with 2 hands in the game, while just the normal uppercut can be held with 1 hand. But the behemoth of a revolver, just your character has to grip it with the strength of a Norse god to be able to control the recoil on that thing. And it's great. I love over-the-top handguns. I'm a fan of the Desert Eagle, personally. despite the fact it is completely useless in almost every scenario other than to be a flashy handgun. Either way, I would kill to be able to have this thing in real life. And up next, we have the Colt Model 1892, which is the Colt 38 New Army in the game, and the Nitro Express rifle. Completely two different ends of the spectrum. I know you got one of the most powerful cartridges in the game, and another one in 38. 38 Long Colt is what it was, not special really. It's Long Colt. It's a black powder cartridge. Not much to be said. It's a very basic revolver. Now, me personally, I love 38. Hell, I own one in real life. Like, it's on my desk right now. Fun handgun to shoot. Beautiful. It's great. 38 is just good cartridge. But black powder cartridges are just interesting to me because it's the same thing we basically use for muskets. And I love it. One fact about it is just it was the first general issue swing out cylinder revolver in service, which was phased out by the 1911 as soon as it was made because 38 Long Colt is not the most powerful cartridge, you know, and M45 ACP, which I love, is great. 45 ACP, good cartridge. And now I'm talking about 45 ACP. I got off track right there. And then the Nitro Express rifle is there's not much to be said about it. I couldn't find much on it. Most likely it's a Holland and Holland double rifle. But basically all it is it's a double barrel rifle in I would assume 470 Nitro Express, because that is kind of what they had around the time period this was set in. And really it's just a powerful round made to take down very big game in the reliable break action double barrel configuration. Like, there's not much to be said. Like, these are two very basic weapons, which are also one of the most powerful. Then the other one is decently powered in the game. I mean, I haven't used them too much because on Steam, which is what I'm playing on currently, I'm a low level and I don't have them unlocked. But they are real nice. I love them. They're very good guns. And I wish I could own both of them again. Like, basically every single gun in this game I wish I could own, but either they are homemade messes that are a nightmare to deal with, basically to make sure the ATF doesn't come and knock on my door and shoot my dog, and the other ones are just expensive as all get out to get in real life. But hey, I love them both, and I want them. Another historically significant shotgun we have up next is the Crown and King. It is the Browning Auto 5 made by our Lord and Savior John Moses Browning, and I love it. It's accurate. It's great. The barrel even reciprocates. I'm looking at my notes here and it has fucking replicates saved for it. What the fuck? I did write this at like 4 in the morning on like just caffeinated as all get out. But it's basic shotgun, you know. Well, basic in the sense of a lot of people know what it is. Browning Auto 5. It's historically accurate. It was one of the first actual semi-automatic shotguns out there. And in the game, well, you can't really tell in, you know, normal speed. If you go look at it in the 3D view in the arsenal, you can see the barrel reciprocating backwards, which I didn't know they got in the game. I thought they just thought the barrel was just, you know, sitting there. It was just not reciprocating. But it does, which, honestly, I gotta commemorate the devs for putting that there. Damn good job, in my opinion. The next shotgun we have up next is the Caldwell Rival 78, which is based off of the Colt Model 1878 coach gun. Now, there's not much to be said. It's just a double barrel shotgun, and that's about it. Double barrel shotgun with rabbit ears. Not much more to say, not much more to do. It's pretty good at close range. Further ranges, obviously, you're going to struggle unless you're running slugs with it or even flechettes, because you get slightly longer range with those, if I remember correctly. But, I mean, what more could you want from a double barrel with exposed hammers? There's not much. Just basic shotgun is good. I love it. I prefer the Romero, but hey, to each their own. Next two revolvers we have up are the Nagant revolver and the officer's variant. They're basically the exact same thing. It's just one's double action, one's single action. And really that's all there is to be said. In the game, they're both not the most powerful revolvers in the game. They can still 2-shot to the body, 1-shot to the head, you know. They just don't have the longest range, and now they are one of the few suppressed revolvers in the game. And personally, it's kind of fun to use those to just mess with people. I do recommend. But getting off of that, they are based off the M1895 Nagant revolver, chambered in 7.62 by 38mm, with the round being unique, to put it. Now, the efficacy of it is, I wouldn't know. I haven't seen too many videos of people shooting them, and even with that, I can't remember how well they shoot, because they are also insanely rare, even outside of Russia. But even with that, they are one of the few revolvers in real life to have a gas-tight seal. Basically meaning the gas doesn't escape through the front of the revolver when you fire it. Because when you pull the hammer back, it moves the cylinder forward and kind of just locks it in there. Which is why the case design is so unique. So it can do that. But even at that, it's kind of just a meh revolver, even in real life, from what I've seen. It's not going to be the best because it's, you know, overly complicated. And the casings had a history of getting stuck, meaning even with the ramrod, sometimes you would need a hammer to just bash the cartridges out. So, I mean, you can think about that in a wartime scenario. You're not exactly going to be carrying a hammer around with you. You'd have to basically pick up a rock or just use the feature it has. I don't know the proper name for it, but it basically just allows you to, you take a rod out and you can just take the entire cylinder out. It was showcased in Battlefield 1 very well, but we're not talking about Battlefield 1. And you can just put a new cylinder in there, put that rod back in there, and you're good. But even at that, that's just going to take a long time for the average soldier to do, even some more experienced ones, because, you know, you basically got to take apart your gun to put a new cylinder in so you can keep shooting. That's basically the whole thing to talk about this gun. There's not much to it than that. Oh, hey, you made it to the end. Welcome. But, I mean, this is also just kind of like a little note at the end to add in some more things that I didn't know. Well, one main thing is every single cartridge revolver in the game does not actually use the ejector rod to remove the cartridges. Your character just kind of flicks them out, and that's about it. So, I mean, yeah, hey, have a good night, and, I don't know, drink some fucking water. Anyways, I'm gonna go fucking have a smoke now. Enjoy.